What's up, Commanders Nation? Starting another news roundup on the channel with more updates on the Washington Commanders. Another fast, objective, and fully up-to-date video. If you're new here, subscribe. We've got daily videos so you stay fully informed and don't miss a thing. And don't forget to hit the like button. It helps a lot, strengthens the channel, and motivates me to keep grinding content for you guys. So let's get started. Breaking situation coming in. Today's big bomb is the hiring of Eric Henderson as the new defensive line coach and defensive run game coordinator for the Commanders. The new DC, Darren Jones, didn't waste any time. After the departures of names like Ryan Kerrigan and Sharif Floyd, he went straight to the top of the market. Henderson spent the last 5 years with the Rams, where he mentored Aaron Donald, and listen to what the future Hall of Famer said about him. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, defensive line coaches in the NFL. That kind of endorsement is like hitting the football lottery. The job won't be easy. Washington allowed the third highest rushing yards per game in 2025. The absence of Darren Payne and the lack of consistency from Javon Kinlaw were major issues. But the biggest expectation centers on Johnny Newton. Henderson is known for maximizing young talent and turning Newton into a true dual-threat interior force. Both a run stopper and a QB pressure specialist is priority number one. With the energy Henderson brings, the same energy that made him the #1 recruiter in college football with the Trojans, the Washington locker room is about to get a whole new life. His nickname is Coach Henny, and he's obsessed with technique and constant development. He accepts nothing less than excellence. For a defense that got run over last season, having a run game coordinator who knows exactly how to close gaps and position players correctly is the difference between an average unit and an elite defense. Henderson's arrival sends a clear message. Dan Quinn and Adam Peters are done betting on potential. They want results. If he was able to teach new things to a veteran like Aaron Donald, imagine what he can do with our young guys. The master has arrived. The pieces are on the board. Now it's time to see this defensive line start biting for real. So let me ask you, with Eric Henderson in the building, do you believe Darren Payne becomes a Pro Bowler again in 2026? Or was the real problem on our defensive line more about lack of talent than coaching? Drop your take in the comments. Switching gears, breaking update coming in. It looks like the Washington Commanders could be reaching the end of the Darren Payne era on defense. Payne, 28, has spent his entire career with Washington after being selected 13th overall in the 2018 NFL Draft. According to Bleacher Report writer Alex Ballantyne, teams like the Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers could be interested in trading for Payne this offseason. Ballantyne wrote, "The Packers probably don't regret bringing Micah Parsons into town. As long as he recovers from his knee injury, he's one of the best defenders in the league. But it's hard to deny they've missed Kenny Clark. Trading for Darren Payne could help fix that. The Commanders have a logjam of talent on the interior defensive line, and extending Payne could be difficult. That could open the door for the Packers to land an interior disruptor who could take their defensive front to the next level. He's a disruptive interior defender, but his production and usage tailed off in Washington this season." Payne's production definitely dipped this year. He finished the season with just 3 sacks and 46 tackles, and he simply didn't look like the same player we saw in previous years. It's been 3 seasons since his Pro Bowl year in 2022 when he posted 11.5 sacks. Since then, he's totaled only 11 sacks across 3 seasons combined. A change of scenery might actually be good for Payne, especially if he lands on a contender that needs a legit run stopper and interior disruptor. There's still hope he can turn things around in Washington, but if a team comes in with a solid draft pick offer, the Commanders may have no choice but to pull the trigger and move him. Drop your take straight up in the comments. To close things out today, Washington's defense is getting old. Relying on the health of veterans like Von Miller, 36 years old, and Jake Martin, 30, across a full 17-game season is a risky bet. Miller still gave you 9 sacks, but the lack of edge explosiveness on the outside overloaded Dan Quinn's system. The message is clear. Washington needs youth, speed, and fresh legs. The 2026 draft class is loaded with edge rushers. If Adam Peters decides not to trade the pick, as some mocks suggest, these are the names sitting at the top of the Commanders' wish list. Darren Payne Jr., a true tank. Versatile, can play inside or outside. The favorite if he falls to pick number 7. David Bailey of Texas. Pure speed, a modern edge rusher who burns the edge and gets to the QB fast. Keldrick Falk of Auburn, a 6'6" monster with crazy wingspan. Physically reminds a lot of Julius Peppers. TJ Parker of Clemson, non-stop motor, a technical player who never quits on a rep until the QB hits the ground. With new DC Durante Jones, the vision is to create a positive domino effect. If a young edge like Darren Payne Jr. or David Bailey is forcing QBs to throw early, the secondary, which struggled badly in 2025, instantly looks way better than it actually is. The 7th overall pick is the perfect chance for Washington to lock in a franchise defensive starter for the next 10 years. This is the missing pillar for Dan Quinn's defense to become dominant again like it was in 2024. The draft clock is ticking, and Adam Peters' decision will define the identity of this defense. So let me ask you, if Darren Payne Jr. and David Bailey are both available at pick number 7, who are you taking? Or would you rather trade down and stack more draft capital? Drop it in the comments. I want to see what Commanders Nation is thinking. If you liked the content, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'll be back anytime this story develops. We're together in this, and let's go Commanders!